Hello everyone, and this is video 4 to the short story Stray. Make sure you have this one in front of you. Remember yesterday we went over 3 slides on asking us, or actually the slides asking questions about the story and making inferences. So today we're going to look at our last 3 slides, just like we did with Papa's Parrot. So get your notebook ready, pen and pencil ready to go, okay? Go ahead and pause the video if you need the time to find all your materials and join back. So let me share my screen with you so we can finish up our last 3 slides, and hopefully we can come up with another story for you guys. I'm really enjoying this. I'm hoping you're enjoying it as well. It really takes a deeper look at what we are reading, and you guys are hopefully getting a better understanding of the story as well. So let me share my screen. So yesterday we left off with this one, right? We answered this last question here: which part from the story best shows that Mr. Amos has the change of heart? We went ahead and finished that one off. So today I want us to write our paragraph on the theme of the story. What do you think the theme of the story to Stray is? Remember, I want you to think about what is this story. If you look at all your common themes at the bottom here, which one would fit it best? Let's kind of review the story real quick. Remember, the daughter finds a puppy. Doris finds a puppy, brings it home. Parents are not happy with it. They let her keep him for a couple of days until the weather gets better so that they can drive him out to the pound. Puppy stays. Doris tries to convince parents by telling them that the puppy is very smart, that she can train him, but that doesn't change their mind. They still want to take him to the pound. Dad drives them to the pound, but then something happens, right? When he gets to the pound, he realizes that something is not right. Like, he doesn't like the conditions that the puppy is going to be living in, or living under, with the horrible smell, the way of how many pets are in one cage, and also realizing that they're only going to give him 6 days. If no one adopts him in 6 days, they pretty much get rid of him, right? They get rid of him, pretty much killing them, which is really sad. So what happens at that point? What does Dad do? He brings them back home. So he has a change of, and we did see that in the previous slide, right? He has a change of heart. So something happens. He changes his mind and he brings him back, or brings the puppy back home. So I want you to look at our themes here. What would be the theme of this story? Would it be friendship, good and evil, jealousy, betrayal, love, change, courage, perseverance, revenge, heroism, survival, peace and war, or deception? Deception is like just like betrayed, right? Deception, like someone betrays you, or kind of like betrayal. Right here we have betrayal as well. So out of all these common themes, which one do you think fits the story Stray? Right, we just discussed it. We just went over pretty much a breakdown of what's happening in the story. So which one would you think fits the theme of this story? So let's go back and read in your notebook. Write a paragraph using evidence and supporting details from the text to explain the theme of the story Stray. Okay, and I have an organizer here, like a sentence starter or a paragraph starter here. I believe the theme of the story Stray is because. So you're going to pick a common theme and write it in there. The author, Cynthia Ryland, describes in addition, and then you just keep using your evidence from the text so that you can add and make a complete paragraph. Okay, so if you were thinking right now that the theme of the story is change, you are correct. The theme of the story is change, right? Because his dad Doris's dad is so adamant about, no, we're not going to keep a dog. We can't afford a dog. They don't have any money for a dog. But then at the end, he changes his mind. Even though he knows he can't afford it, he's going to do something about it, right? He doesn't want the dog to go through those conditions, those living conditions that he was going to put him in at the dog pound. So change would be correct. So how can you include your supporting details from the text, knowing that the theme of the story is change? Okay, we see a change in her father's decision or behavior from the beginning of the story to now the end of the story. Okay, so go ahead and do that for today as your assignment. But let's jump to our next slide. Okay, hold on to that slide. You can pause it and go back to it when we're done with the session or with the video so that you can complete your paragraph. But let's do this one together. Part A, select the sentence that gives the best inference about Doris. What can we infer about Doris? A, Doris doesn't have friends. I don't know about that, right? B, Doris is disobedient. Does she disobey them? Like she says she does the opposite that parents are telling her to do. No, she's actually a good, good daughter. She's following along with what her parents are asking her to do. Doris dislikes her parents. I don't think she dislikes them, but I know she's not happy with their decision, right? And letter D, Doris is compassionate towards animals. Out of A, B, C, or D, which one do you think is the correct answer for this? If you selected D, then D is correct. You're right. D, Doris is compassionate. She cares about animals. We just see that so clearly through her actions with this new puppy that she has in her home, right? Part B, which sentence best supports your response from part A? Which one of these sentences helps support our answer D right here? Doris is compassionate towards animals. Let's see. I don't know where it came from, but I know where it's going. Doris hugged the puppy hard against her. She said nothing. So here, which one of these sentences helps you understand that she's compassionate? I'm going to read it one more time and I want you to select, okay? I don't know where it came from, but I know where it's going. Doris hugged the puppy hard against her. She said nothing. I'm going to give you a second to think about that. Which one of those three sentences shows that she's compassionate? If you selected sentence number 2, this one right here, Doris hugged the puppy hard against her, right? She's gripping the puppy. That shows that she's compassionate. She cares about this animal, right? Even though dad is saying it's going to go back or it's going to be going to the pound, right? But she's just holding on to him so tight, or holding on to her so tightly. So it shows that she's compassionate. Okay, let's look at our last slide. So on our last slide, it says, why do you think Cynthia writes, Miss Lacey was smiling at him and shaking her head as if she would never, ever understand him? In the end of your story, if you remember, you can grab it and turn to the very last page. Actually, it's in the back. right in the back, right here where it says Miss Lacey, if you look right there, that line is pulled from right there. That's from the text. So at the end of the story, it says Miss Lacey was smiling at him and shaking her head as if she would never ever understand him. This is referring to her looking at Mr. Amos, right, the dad, as he's bringing back the dog, and she's just staring at him like, I'm never going to understand you, right? Because he was so firm on not wanting to have a puppy. And now he brought back the puppy. So the mom is like, I can't understand you. You said you were going to leave him there and now you brought him back, right? So why do you think Cynthia writes this, the author? I believe Cynthia writes this because she wants the reader to infer that, why do you think, this is your assignment, why do you think she's adding this to the story? Or what does this say about Miss Lacey, right? Or Mrs. Lacey? What can you infer about her? Okay. I also added another sentence. In the beginning of the story, Mrs. Amos seems to, if you remember at the beginning of the story, does she say anything when dad says, no, I know where that dog is going, I'm going to take him to the pound? She doesn't object, right? So she agrees with her dad. She agrees with her dad, with Doris's dad. And at the end, she doesn't stop dad from taking the puppy either. So what does that make you think about Mrs. Amos, or yeah, Lacey, the mom, right? What does that make you think? To me, it makes me think that the mom is pretty much does or agrees to whatever dad says. It sounds to me like dad is the one that's in charge at home, and he's the one that makes the decisions at home. That's what it makes me think of. Kind of like dad is the one that is the one that sets the rules, the one that says, no, this is how things are going to work. um, so I want you to think about that and see if you agree with me. You can write that as your inference on why Cynthia is adding this to the story. If you don't, then think about why you think she's including this line in the story, okay? So you have your two assignments, my friends. So find out what the theme of the story is, which we agree that it's change. If you don't agree that it's change and you want to do another one, but make sure it's correct, make sure it makes sense, right? You're not going to say jealousy, because in the story, there's no one in the story that talks, nowhere in there that talks about jealousy, or it doesn't say anything about courage, right? The story doesn't talk about good and evil, or friendship, right? So you want to make sure that you select the one that's appropriate for the theme of the story. So that's your assignment, and also to complete the last slide, this one right here. Okay, write in your notebook right where we've been writing. Again, don't forget to title. Make sure that you have recorded on top. This is Stray Video 4, so at least you know where to find it if you need to go back to it later, okay? Thank you, my friends. This is going to be the last slides of the story. Next time I talk to you about a story, is probably going to be a new story. I know you're not going to have your paper with you because you won't, right? These we put in your brown bag. But I will be able to share my screen like this with you, so you'll be able to read it along with me, and we'll work it out together so that we can understand. And I'll create slides like this as well, so we can answer them together, okay? Thank you very much, and have a good night, guys. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.